Gabby, this is Jackson.
I guess.
In front of you.
Okay.
This is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now this chair can come up. Can we adjust this chair? Yeah, this is a
To that, are you gonna leave that morning or the day before? It's 7:30 to 2:30. Yeah, I'm talking about the conference at the Marriott.
the day before. It's two separate conferences. One is the conference of education. One is for like new superintendents, new chairs, new vice chairs. I don't know if you know that.
For the vice chair. I'm leaving the next day.
Good evening. Welcome. I'm Dr. Andrea Leonard, Vice Chair of Franklin City Public Schools, and this evening I will be chairing the meeting in the absence of our board chair, Mrs. Edna King. First, I'd like to start by reading the mission of Franklin City Public Schools. Franklin City Public Schools, our mission is to work in partnership with students, families, and the community to provide enriching opportunities to empower individual learners to maximize their potential and becoming critical thinkers, productive citizens, and lifelong learners. Franklin City Public Schools offers comprehensive academic programs for all of our students, and Franklin City Public Schools is building the future one student at a time. At this time, we'll entertain a motion to come out of closed session and certification.
Madam Vice Chair, whereas the Franklin City School Board has convened a closed meeting on this date pursuant to an affirmative recorded vote and in accordance with the provisions of the Virginia Freedom of Information Act, and whereas Section 2.2-3712D of the Code of Virginia requires a certification by the school board that such closed meeting was conducted in conformity with Virginia law. Now therefore be it resolved that the Franklin City School Board hereby certifies that, to the best of each member's knowledge, only public business matters lawfully exempted by Virginia law were discussed in the closed meeting to which this certification applies, and only such business matters as were identified in the motion convening the closed meeting were heard, discussed, or considered.
Second.
Thank you. Whereas Section 2.2-3712D of the Code of Virginia requires a certification by the school board that such closed meeting was conducted in conformity with Virginia law. Now therefore be it resolved that Franklin City Public School hereby certifies that to the best of each member's knowledge, only public business matters lawfully exempted by Virginia law were discussed in the closed meeting to which this certification applies, and only such public business matters as were identified in the motion convening the closed meeting were heard, discussed, or considered. The motion tonight has been properly moved in second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. At this time, we'll have our Pledge of Allegiance by our student, Miss Rosemary Adisi from Franklin High School. Let us all stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Rosemary. Mrs. Kendrick, roll call.
Yes, Mr. Holt.
Here.
Mrs. Godwin. Here. Ms. Jackson.
Here.
Dr. Hall Leonard.
Here.
Mr. Austin. Here. Mr. Council.
Here.
Thank you. At this time, we'll entertain motions from our closed session.
Madam Vice Chair, I make a motion to accept the personnel agenda with the exception of item number 5 being tabled until further correspondence.
Second.
Thank you. The motion has been properly moved and second to approve the to approve the personnel recommendations, tabling number 5 until further correspondence. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. We have any other motions from our closed session?
I make a motion to recommend the reappointments for the 2016-17 year. A second.
The motion has been properly moved and second to accept the reappointments for the upcoming school year, referencing our personnel updates. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. At this time, we'll have a motion to approve the agenda.
Madam Chairman, Madam Vice Chairman, I move that we approve the agenda as listed.
Okay. Thank you. The motion has been properly moved and second to approve tonight's agenda as listed. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Dr. Bell, good news.
Madam Chair, board members, teachers, staff, students, community members, good evening.
Good evening.
At this time, it gives us great pleasure to recognize 2 businesses in the Franklin community for this year's VSBA Business Honor Roll. This year, we would like to recognize Blake Ford and Fred's Restaurant. In certificate of recognition awarded to these 2 businesses, VSBA Business Honor Roll Award thanks them for their dedication and commitment and contribution to the success of the Franklin City School Division, awarded this 19th day of May, 2016. If we have any of the representatives present tonight, please come forward and we will present them with their certificate. All right, we will make sure that we get these to Mr. Bly and Mr. Rabel. Let's give them a round of applause, please. Madam Chair, board members, at this time, we would like to call Mrs. Gail Wade for special recognition for Teacher of the Year Awards.
Good evening, Dr. Hall Leonard, board members, Dr. Bell, and Franklin community. It is my privilege and honor to recognize our Teachers of the Year from each of our school buildings tonight, and to also name and present our division-wide Teacher of the Year. At this time, I would like to call forward Miss Melissa Mabry, first grade teacher from S.P. Morton. Miss Lauren Lee, eighth grade social studies from J.P. King. And Miss Mona Sumblin, health and PE teacher and Bronco Success from Franklin High School. I know that you will join me in the pride that we feel for these ladies. They represent the best of the best. We had a very esteemed teacher of the year selection committee, and it was a very, very tough decision. First of all, I want to present each of them with a plaque for being chosen as teacher of the year in their respective school building. As I've told you many times before, there's no greater honor than being recognized by your own peers. And, you know, for your excellence, because you are the best of the best. And we're very proud of you and glad to have you as part of our Franklin City Public Schools family. Miss Melissa Mabry, S.P. Morton, Teacher of the Year. Miss Lauren Lee, J.P. King, Middle School Teacher of the Year. And Miss Mona Sumblin, Franklin High School, Teacher of the Year. And now it is truly my honor to recognize our division-wide Franklin City Public Schools Teacher of the Year for the year 2015-16, Miss Melissa Mabry from S.P. Morton Elementary School. Miss Mabry will advance on in her competition for the Virginia Teacher of the Year. And Miss Lee and Miss Sumblin, I want to say that even though Miss Mabry was named the division-wide Teacher of the Year, you all are winners too. You can't imagine how close the decision was. We're very, very proud of you. Miss Mabry's family, are you here? Would you stand? Be recognized? Congratulations, Miss Mabry and Miss Lee and Miss Sumblin. You all are winners. Congratulations.
I'd just like to say on behalf of our school board, this evening I'll wait till the ladies have a chance to sit down so they can actually face this way. We would also like to congratulate you. Would you stand so I can see your faces too? I know y'all said we just sat down. You're superstars. Come on, everybody. Give them a hand again. We would also like to congratulate, don't take your seat too quick. I saw Mrs. Sumblin back there. We would like to congratulate you once again for your excellence in teaching and your excellence to our children in our school division. And we would also like to wish you the best, Mrs. Mabry, as you move forward in your aspirations for the Virginia Teacher of the Year. Thank you so much. And again, congratulations. Dr. Bell, the Alumni Spotlight.
Yes, ma'am. Madam Chair, board members, at this time, I would like to present our alumnus for the month. She pulled herself up.
That's what that was about.
Our alumnus of the month is Mrs. Shaquita Kendrick. Shaquita Kendrick graduated from Franklin High School in 1994. After high school, she attended Old Dominion University in Norfolk, Virginia, where she earned a Bachelor of Science degree in Human Services Counseling. She began her career as an at-risk counselor with Tidewater Regional Group Home Commission based within Franklin City Public Schools, and soon realized that the field of education was her calling. Shaquita became an exceptional education teacher in 2004. She attended Virginia Commonwealth University Special Education Licensure Program and obtained her license in 2006. She also attended Regent University's math program in 2006 to obtain her highly qualified certification in secondary math. Shaquita earned a master's degree in educational technology from American Intercontinental University in 2004. In 2010, she attended Devery University Keller Graduate School of Management and obtained her master's degree in instructional technology. Shaquita worked as an exceptional education teacher for over 12 years. In the fall of 2015, she became an instructional technology specialist with Franklin City Public Schools. Shaquita currently serves as program manager for Virginia Cybersecurity Camp, which is being sponsored by the Virginia Department of Education to increase both credentialing and cultural cybersecurity awareness among youth. She also serves as an assistant director for the National Education Foundation STEM Academy, in which the following programs are being utilized to prepare students for college and 21st century jobs: Success Maker, grades 3 through 8, Grad Point, grades 9 through 12, GED, and ISAEP. Shaquita is a Franklin native and the mother of two lovely children, Amari Long and Maurice Hunt Jr., both products of Franklin City Public Schools. Amari is a sophomore dual enrollment student, and Maurice is a first grade student at SP Morton Elementary School. Shaquita enjoys spending quality time with family, shopping, and attending church. Our alumnus of the month, Ms. Shaquita Kendrick.
I'd just like to ask, who is Miss Shaquita Kendrick? We just wanted her to wave her hand, just in case somebody didn't know. Thank you so much. Let's give her another hand. Thank you, Dr. Bell.
Madam Chair, board members, Mrs. Wade will come forward with the Best Student Attendance Award, Best Teacher Attendance Award, and the Blue Ribbon School Award.
Wow, 3 awards in a row. I'd like to ask the principals to join me up front. I'll begin with the Best Student Award. You know that this is an award we give each month to the school who has the best student attendance, the percentage for the prior month. So this is the Best Student Award for the month of April 2016, and it goes to J.P. King, 98.3%. The next award is for the Best Teacher Attendance for the month of April 2016, and this goes to the school who has the highest percentage of attendance by their professional staff. And for the month of April, J.P. King, 94%. Next, the highly coveted Blue Ribbon Clean School Award. This month, as you know, this is an award that we give each month to the cleanest, most well-kept school in the division. And it is actually inspected each month by Mr. Tom Keykline, who is with Supply Works. And he comes out and does walkthroughs through the schools, works with our custodians. So they work very, very hard and look forward to Mr. Keykline coming every month to see them. I am proud to say that and honored to present this award for the month of April to SP Morton Elementary School. And custodians from SP Morton, are they here? They're working, but I want to call their names because they are hard-working people. Miss Cassandra Clark, head custodian. Miss Shirley Ellis. Miss Octavius Kindred. Mr. Jeffrey Madry, and Mr. Jimmy Reed. They all work very, very hard, and we appreciate it. Congratulations, SP Morton. And y'all schools were very, very well this time, too. You did very well. So it is a highly coveted award. Big competition among the custodians. Congratulations.
Like to say congratulations to Joseph P. King on their best student attendance. Congratulations, Joseph P. King, once again, the best teacher attendance. And Miss Francis is steady smiling. And so is Mr. Parker back there. I also like to say congratulations to SP Morton on the Blue Ribbon School Award. At this time, we'll have the student liaison report, and I'd like to say on behalf of Franklin High School, Dr. Watson, at least she represents Franklin High School, right? You're still in there. Miss Rosemary Adisi.
Good evening.
On April 29th, SP Morton had third quarter award assemblies. Students were recognized for their accomplishments during the third quarter. Students were recognized for being military dependents, Pony Pride, perfect attendance, honor roll, principal's list, and students of the month. SP Morton also had Mobs and Muffins on Tuesday, May 10th. There will be an honors banquet on June 2nd and a fifth grade promotion ceremony on the evening of June 15th. J.P. King Middle School had Parents as Partners on Thursday, May 12th, and also had Breakfast of Champions. Students were excited to be visited by First Sergeant Robinson, JROTC instructor at FHS for a Breakfast of Champions. Mr. Robinson answered the questions the students had prepared in advance. He also talked about the importance of lifelong learning and fostering and respect. There will be an 8th grade moving up dance on June 4th and an SOL celebration on June 16th. For Franklin High School, on April 22nd, 2016, female students from Franklin High School were selected to participate in Paul D. Camp Community College's STEM Day. Students were involved in hands-on activities and explored the fields of electronics, HVAC, criminal justice, and robotics. On Saturday, May 14th, FHS students had prom at Cypress Cove Country Club. Students had a great time, and it was a great turnout. Tomorrow, May 20th, FHS students will have an Awards Day assembly at 9:30 a.m. Students will be receiving honors. All parents are welcome to attend. Also tomorrow, DECA and JROTC will be going on a field trip to Kings Dominion. And lastly, on June 17th, seniors at FHS will be graduating. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Adisi. At this time, Mrs. Kendrick, do we have anyone for citizens' time?
Yes, ma'am, we do. We have one, and that is Mrs. Josette Stolhays.
Okay. Would you please read our rules governing citizens' time at this time? Is right. Okay. Is she here? Is she here this evening? Okay. All right. Thank you. We will proceed. Consent agenda. At this time, we'll entertain an action to approve the minutes from our school board meeting, April 21st, 2016.
I would like to make a motion to approve the school board meeting on April the 21st, 2016.
Second.
Okay. The motion has been properly moved in second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. All right, we will also entertain a motion to approve the call school board meeting minutes from April 13th, 2016.
I move that we approve the call school board meeting minutes of April 13th, 2016.
A second.
The motion has been properly moved and second to approve the call school board meeting minutes for April the 13th, 2016. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
Madam Vice Chair, we had a meeting on May the 5th. Will we get those minutes next month?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Kendrick. At this time, Dr. Bell for the financial reports and updates.
Madam Chair, board members, we'd like to call Mrs. Lavika Jarrell forward for our financial report and updates.
Good evening, Madam Vice Chair Hall Leonard, board members, Dr. Bell. You have before you the vouchers for April. I request that the board approve those vouchers for payment.
This time, we'll entertain a motion to approve the vouchers for payment.
Madam Vice Chair, I make a motion to approve April vouchers for payment.
I second.
Okay. The motion has been properly moved and second to approve the April vouchers for payment. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
You now have before you the monthly financial reports for April. Do you have any questions?
So I see we're coming along, Dr. Bell, with 77.74% used.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's a
That's-
good place to be.
That's pretty good at this time. Usually, well, actually, that's underneath what some school divisions are at this time. Sometimes you see some that are probably around 86 to 87%. So we've done pretty good this year with our finances. And all books were closed in April the 30th. So we're in good shape.
I make a motion to approve the monthly financial report for April.
Second.
The motion has been properly moved and second to approve the financial report from the month of April. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Gibrell.
Thank you, Ms. Durrell.
At this time, Dr. Bell, will we have our report of the superintendent?
We got a
Of the QZAP? All right, let's go back.
QZAP
And then
was
she's
the-
going to do that one, and you're going to do that one. Ms. Gibrell?
QZAP was at the end of the month of financial report. It was the last statement.
Okay, we just approved.
Yeah.
We don't have to approve.
You don't have to approve that.
No, we don't.
If anybody has any questions.
Yeah.
Did anyone have questions in reference to the QZAP? Okay, thank you. We'll move forward with the superintendent's report.
Madam Chair, board members, we have a new program that we are excited about called Adopt a Bronco. And we have two members, if they would like to come forward and just briefly give the board some tidbits and snippets on how this program is going at this time, and just give a brief synopsis of what the expectation and the vision of this program. So Mr. Phelps or Mrs. Wade, either one can come forward.
We're very excited about the Adopt a Bronco. Come stand with me. Travis and I, Mr. Phelps and I have worked to kind of put along with Ms. Massenberg, to put the meat to what's going to take place here. But basically what we're asking is for our people throughout our school division, our business partners, and throughout Franklin community to volunteer to serve as a Bronco coach and to adopt one of our Bronco seniors. And the expectations of the Bronco coach would be to serve as a mentor, be someone that would guide and be available for that person to call on should they need any help or advice, to periodically check with them throughout their first year after leaving high school to help support their success. And some of our seniors have already, most of our seniors actually, have already indicated what their plans are. Some are going into post-secondary education. Some are going into military, some are going into the workforce and seeking employment. And so the volunteers who want to adopt a Bronco will be paired with one of our seniors. And we'll be having a breakfast on June 15th for all of our graduating seniors. We're inviting all of our Bronco coaches to be there that day for a meet and greet and meet their Bronco senior. The Bronco senior will get to meet their Bronco coach and pair up and hopefully develop a relationship that will carry forth throughout their first year beyond high school. So this is a new endeavor and one that we hope will continue on because I think that it will be of value and help support and promote the success of our seniors. You want to say anything?
I think you did great.
Great.
We just need more Bronco coaches, so spread the word for us and help us get the word out there. And I think we're going to do a mass email of a list of names that we already have, but we need to get more coaches. Right now we have more singers than we do coaches. So some of our coaches are going to have to adopt 3 or 4 Broncos right now.
I think I put a flyer on each of your at your desk, and this is going to be online, so people can go online and find it and fill out the form and submit it, and it comes right to us. And Mr. Phelps and I are going to work with Ms. Massenberg and get those pairings done prior to our senior breakfast that day. So we're very excited about that day.
Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing, Mrs. Wade and Mr. Phelps. This is a wonderful program. Dr. Bell, the professional development log.
Madam Chair, board members, for your purview, you have the professional development log for April. Are there any questions on the log for the month of April? And you see some for March as well.
You know, I'd just like to say we've noticed as a board the increase in professional development. We do want to commend our teachers and staff. Principal's monthly report.
Madam Chair, board members, for your purview as well is the principal's monthly report for Franklin High School, J.P. King, and S.P. Morton. Any questions at this time?
Okay, if not, thank you. We'll have our MOU updates.
As customary, we have our report on the Memorandum of Understanding in the 4 areas of curricular alignment, human resources management, purpose and direction, and leadership and governance. We have items that occurred between April the 18th and May 13th for a monthly update for the board. If there are any questions in any of these 4 essential areas, we will entertain those at this time.
Any questions, discussions, comments? Okay, if not, Dr. Bell, our turnaround partners, Catapult Learning and Dashboard updates.
Yes, ma'am. Madam Vice Chair, board members, we have Mrs. Gurley with us this evening. I'm sorry, let's not start over.
Please.
It's been a long day. Will come forward with the dashboard updates. I hope the board all received their updates earlier as requested.
Yes.
Mrs. Gurley.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Okay, so as we go back and talk about the month of April, as you can see on page 2, the first bullet, we continue to meet with our teachers for lesson planning, and but we've tried to amp it up now that we're about to get ready to go, and so that everyone can lead their meetings by themselves. And so what we've asked the teachers to do is to pick a skill, and everyone is going to bring in strategies and resources for that skill, because sometimes we see that I may have taught it and had positive results where Ms. Jones may have taught it and didn't get those results. And so we learn to share with each other and bounce those ideas off of one another. And it's been very successful. The teachers have had a really good time doing it, and they look forward to doing it every week. We also are making sure that they are using the VDOE resources very heavily, especially grades 3 through 5. Last month, and I'm talking about this month, I guess, too, because SOLs is just on the brain. And so we make sure that we push that, go to the site. What are you using? Are you using the student performance analysis? How are you using it? And things like that. We also have met with pre-K for their first data meeting. And so, well, we planned it, and this month we did it. But we were very proud of that. The whole school, kindergarten through 5th grade, accounts for every student, every single student. Pre-K is not included in that. Now, they are. So everyone is going to report on data for every child in that school. Okay? Guess going on to page. We continue to push in to classrooms and offer services supporting our students and teachers, modeling, co-teaching, running small groups as usual. And we make sure that our big thing now is making sure, well, not now, but really focusing on making sure that their assessments are aligned with what they're instructing. We saw that we have good instruction going on now that we're at the end, but we want to make sure that when you go and test these children, is it truly what you should be looking for? And is that data really true? And so that's what we're working on with our teachers. When they come into lesson planning meetings now, they make sure they look at me and Ms. Jones and say, I found this resource and it's aligned. And so we see that their mindset is changing, and so it's really, really a good thing. For Family SOL Night, we met with the reading and math teachers. They chose skills that they wanted to get the most bang for their buck because parents were coming in, and so what type of game or activity can we do to help with division or to help with main idea? And so that's what we helped the teachers with for Family SOL Night.
Excuse me, how was the turnout for the Family SOL Camp Out Night?
Mr. Chandler?
It was down.
Okay.
A little bit down, but, you know, when you say, when they hear Family SOL Night, a lot of them only think it's grades 3 through 5. So we attribute it to parents misunderstanding the perception that it was only for tested grades.
Okay.
So we're going to do a better job of that next year to make sure that it encompasses
Everybody, yes. Okay, thank you.
Okay. As we see here on page 6, we are making sure that the data room, that's a big thing for us, and really using that data to drive instruction, to drive remediation, to drive everything that you do. And so now the teachers have begun to run the data room. They come in, they post their data, they calculate their own data. They're very proud of it. The 3 through 5 teachers come in and move every child, and even when it's not talking about 9 weeks data, they come in and say, well, he's coming to tutoring, and well, he's missed a couple of days, and so you begin to really see them interacting with their manipulatives on the board. And so that's where we are now. We're combing through every assessment, every reassessment, making sure that we meet the needs of every student in that school that's testing, and for every skill that's needed. And so that's what's happening with that. Lastly, we continue to meet with the coaches and reading specialists so that we can build our sustainability, because we'll be gone soon. And I keep saying that, and I keep telling the teachers because it seems that every time I say it, they're like, what? Is it time already? So we need to prepare them, for us exiting. But they're doing a really good job, and we're really proud of their progress and their growth so far. So, and the last thing is we met with all of the 3 through 5 teachers to make sure that we talked about accreditation benchmarks. And so I know math needs 70%, but I don't know what 70% looks like. So they need 90%. So we work for that. Reading the same thing. We don't even look at 70 anything, 75. That doesn't exist. We've already met that benchmark. So let's push it. And the teachers, they're very much into that. And so, we have a great sense of let's go. The children have a great sense of let's go. And so we're just really excited about this season and sad too because this is our last one. So any questions?
What types of data are you using for the pre-K program? When you talk about the data meetings and stuff.
So, Ms. Beeman, you want to come on up and talk?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, we had the opportunity to meet with the pre-K. We looked at their PALS data. So they went back to the beginning of the year and they saw where their students were and they kind of grouped them into on target, they were there, or those students who still needed some assistance. We also looked at their report card data. So we looked at where they fell in terms of their social development as well as where they were proceeding academically, whether or not they knew their numbers. And we're kind of organizing all of that data. So those are the 2 data points we're using.
And the data for the other schools, the other grades, I'm assuming you're still using benchmarks though? I'm sure
Yes,
not.
same data, reading, math, yes ma'am. Benchmarks,
What was
any
the
kind
last
of classroom data, I'm sorry.
The last date of the benchmark, was it like April?
Yeah, I think so. Listen, I'm all SOL right now, but I think either April or March, one of those months. So sorry.
That's okay.
But yes. Any other?
And those numbers are looking better. The benchmark data, I guess, is looking.
Our children are showing out. So I'm proud of them. I'm just proud of their mindset. I'm proud of our teachers' mindset. So
Kids know they're
yeah, the culture's there, definitely there. It's there. Okay. Any other questions?
Thank you. We're just pleased that the
you so
teachers are
much.
taking responsibility for the data, students are taking responsibility for the data, and you all are working with them and
That's right.
helping to improve the PAL scores, benchmarks, classroom data. We're pleased.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, we'll move on to unfinished business. Okay. At this time, unfinished business, our second reading and policy updates.
Madam Vice Chair, board members, Mrs. Wade will come forward with the second reading for policy updates for September 2015 and February 2016.
You were presented the policy revisions from VSBA from September 2015 and February 2016 at the April board meeting. And so they're before you tonight, presented for second reading and your approval.
This way,
Yes, sir.
from the financial accounting and reporting, most policies that we get revisions on, we have a word here or a sentence there, or, something of that nature. It looks like maybe we've almost rewritten the whole policy. Can you explain why we've gone to such a drastic step with this one?
This was recommended by VSBA. They go through each year and review and make legal updates based on either new legislation. Sometimes it's just rewording
But
a policy.
Everything we've been doing here will stay the same as far as our monthly reports, as
Yes, sir.
financial reports and things.
Yes, sir.
So what you're saying on financial accounting and reporting is exactly what the ESBA recommended?
That's exactly what VSBA recommended. Yes, sir.
So like the inventories and the school level accounting systems all been crossed out, who's gonna do that now? We don't have a policy on that.
Basically, what they do when, for instance, if it's something that's crossed out and we still need to maintain our operations, what we do, we turn that into a procedure. So if there's something that, for instance, purchase orders, if it's something, that, let's say they crossed out purchase orders or whatever, but we have purchase order procedures, and it's up to us to put those in place. And also to answer Mr. Holden, Mr. Council's question, so you don't become alarmed, these updates come directly from VSBA. So they strike out everything.
Well, I
Yeah.
thought that, but most time, we don't even get as much as we have gotten for this particular one.
Yeah, they've done a lot of work. This is the most I've seen for, since I've been looking at them. September and February, they crossed out a lot of things. And every division, every division gets these same updates.
And the part about the audits that got crossed out, we don't have to do an audit anymore? Is that what that's saying?
Well,
That doesn't seem right.
no, what,
Don't always have an audit.
there's always gonna be some type of audit, you know
I
that.
just wanna make sure.
Most of the time, and in answer to, I think, both of your questions, and to what Dr. Bell said, if it's crossed out, it's more than likely covered in another policy. And so it's just trying
That
to
makes sense.
avoid the duplication of it
Okay.
being said. So it may be mentioned under, like, qualifications of the superintendent or some other policy in the finance section. But yes, we are still required to do those things. They just cut out the duplication.
Thank you. Any other comments, questions, or discussion?
So the effective date of these policies will be tonight or retroactive to September?
They'll be tonight when the board takes action.
Any other questions, comments, discussion? At this time, we'll entertain a motion to approve the second reading of the September 2015 policy update.
I move that we accept the September 2015 policy updates.
Can we get a second?
A second.
The motion has been properly moved and second to approve the second reading of the September 2015 policy updates. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. This time, we'll need a motion to approve the second reading of the February 2016 policy updates.
Ms. Wade, you want to go on?
Well, they were presented at last month's board meeting as well.
Yes.
And they're presented tonight for your approval. These are the same thing. They came from VSBA.
So do we have any questions, comments, or discussion in reference to the second reading of the February 2016 policy update?
I'm sure you all noticed that there is a new policy that was created by VSBA and sent out to school divisions. It's IKFD. It's entitled Alternative Paths to Attaining Standard Units of Credit, and it kind of goes along with IKF, dealing with the Standards of Learning Test and graduation requirements. So that is a new policy that will go in our policy manual from this date forward.
I make a motion for the second reading of the policy update, February 2016. Huh?
You make a motion to approve?
I make a motion. Well, if you got questions.
Do we still have questions, comments, discussion? Okay, Mrs. Austin again.
Make a motion for the second reading of the policy update, February 2016, to be approved.
Second.
Okay, thank you. The motion has been properly moved and second to approve the second reading of the February 2016 policy updates. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to new business. All right. At this time, we'll move forward to our new business. School year 2016 authorization to request appropriation.
Madam Vice Chair, board members, at this time, Mrs. Jarrell will come forward for the authorization to request appropriation for approval for that request.
Good evening again.
Good evening.
I'm asking the board to increase our budget by $2,521.01 for the grant we received for the Mentor Teacher Program.
We have more than 12 teacher mentors, right? But this is just for teacher mentors for teachers that have zero experience.
Right,
Yes.
correct, right.
Yes, okay.
Mrs. Jarrell, I would just like to ask for the public's hearing. Would you
Okay.
read?
Franklin City Public Schools received the attached grant notification for mentor teacher programs in the amount of $2,521.01. In order to correctly account for these funds, the fiscal year 2015-16 school budget must be increased by $2,521.01.
Thank you. At this time, we'd like to have a motion to approve the request to increase the school year 2015-2016 school budget by $2,521.01 per the Mentor Teacher Program's grant notification in the amount of $2,521.01.
So move.
The motion has been properly moved and second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jarrell.
Next, we'll have our first reading for policy IAA-F.
Madam Vice Chair, board members, Mrs. Wade will come forward with the first reading for policy IAA-F, as well as the first reading for DJ-R.
Okay, for policy IAAF, entitled High School SOL Test and Verified Credits, we're bringing this to you, the revision of this to you for first reading tonight. And the reason that this needed to be revised was to be in alignment with what the regulations are from VDOE. Mr. Phelps brought this to my attention. We consulted with Mr. Phelps, Dr. Watson, and Ms. Conaway, and made sure that all of these subjects and the credits required for each type of diploma was in line with VDOE, and is also being reflected in our course offering guide from Franklin High School. It corresponds with policy IAA in our policy manual, entitled Notification of Learning Objectives. So it kind of goes along with that policy. But we were out of line with our numbers. Okay? Next, the policy DJR. This is a regulation that we are proposing to go into our policy manual to go along with policy DJ entitled Purchasing Procedures. The regulations have never been put in place as far as being officially in our policy manual. We have regulations that we go by and guidelines and procedures in our finance department, but we've never put it in official form as a part of our regulation in go with this policy in our policy manual. And so what we did was took our policy DJ and took what that said and then came up with regulations that go along with the practices and guidelines that we currently follow in our finance department. And this is presented to you tonight for first reading.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Wade.
Okay?
So we have tonight for our first reading of policies DJR and also policy IAAF. Dr. Bell, our VSBA Food for Thought competition.
Madam Vice Chair, board members, we have for the board's approval tonight VSBA Food for Thought competition, and I would like to call Mr. Whiting to come forward to briefly discuss this competition for VSBA and the reasons for approval.
Good evening, board members, Dr. Bell.
Good evening.
The VSBA Food for Thought competition is a competition, obviously, for Virginia School Board Association. We have, this year, they have 3 categories. Obviously, meals access to fight hunger, healthy school meals, and wellness and activity. We have chosen the food to fight hunger. And so the application is there before you with our comments of all the things that we have done in order to fight hunger in the city of Franklin. Obviously, we've gone to the community eligibility program where all of our students eat free. This has been very successful, and of course, it's a team effort with the school administration, the teachers, and custodians, and everybody involved in that effort. As a matter of fact, and I don't know if Dr. Bell talked about that or not, or wanted to talk about that, but the Virginia Hunger Solutions has rated us #1 in the state of Virginia of the 132 school divisions.
Excuse me, I want you to say that again.
Yes. Yes, we had the highest increase of student participation in the state of Virginia. And again, that's a
Highest increase of
Highest increase.
student participation
Yes, ma'am.
in the state of Virginia
Yes.
for
breakfast and lunch.
breakfast and lunch.
Right.
Thank you.
And again, it is truly a team effort that, the things that happen in the cafeteria, again, cafeteria folks involved, but like I said, it's really everyone in the school division is participating and making these programs successful. We also have at the elementary school, there's a backpack program that also helps feed the children on weekends and days that we are not in school. And then we have several other programs that we partner with Cover 3 and some other organizations to make sure our students are fed.
Excuse me, speak to the backpack program.
The backpack program is actually, it's run out of the elementary school. The coordinator, I believe, is the guidance counselor at the elementary school. And they're given food by the food bank, and they provide that to needy students on Fridays for the weekends.
Thank you.
So they do a great job with that. Say again?
Every weekend.
I think it's every other weekend.
Every other weekend.
Yeah, every other weekend.
Mr. Whiting, about
Yes, ma'am.
how many backpacks do you pack?
I think
The
there's
kids
20.
take.
I want to say, is it 20? Or,
It's actually, we were given another donation of food. So it was hovered around 30 students, but we've actually increased that to now we give to around 50 students.
Oh, that's wonderful.
so,
And who packs the packs?
The PTA helps along with other volunteers, and Ms. Rickard, our guidance counselor, heads that up.
That's wonderful.
I think the High Street Methodist Church provides that.
Yes,
for us as well.
absolutely, cooperative ministries and High Street United Methodist Church. I was fortunate enough to go out early in the year and see them
see their assembly line of packing these. They get the food from the food bank, and then they pack these little individualized bags with, non-perishables, rice, juice, peanut butter, crackers, cookies, things that elementary students can either cook quickly or eat without cooking. And then those are then packaged, and we put those into backpacks. Last year it was red backpacks, this year it's green backpacks. And sometimes it's Walmart bags, or backpacks.
I was going to ask that question. Thank you. That is wonderful. Thank you. Wanted to make sure we reiterated it, that it was clear so our community also hears it. We do appreciate all that you are doing. Yes, and also that goes to commend also the principal at SB Morton as well.
Yep.
Thank you, Mr. White.
Thank you.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Did we go back, when we looked at the small purchasing policy, there's a discrepancy with what's on the cover, that says between 60 and 100, but we actually got the text
Where are
that
you?
says between 10 and 100.
Where is
So
he?
that ought to be corrected before the board.
DJR.
Look, Dr. Bell, point number 2 on page 3.
I don't know
I
where
think
he
that
is.
should be 60 to 10,000,
Oh, yeah,
right?
that's correct.
So,
In this one right here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's make sure we have that correct before we ask for the motion.
Yeah. We'll resubmit that in the board docs.
Okay, so then we won't ask for a motion to approve tonight?
No, that was just first reading.
That was the first reading. Got you. All right. Okay? So
We
at
need
this
appro-
time,
We need to approve.
yes, we need to. Yes, we do. At this time, we ask our board members, we need a motion to approve the entry into the VSBA Food for Thought competition.
Madam Vice Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve to participate in the 5th Annual Food for Thought competition.
Okay. The motion has been properly moved and second to approve participation, this entry into the VSBA Food for Thought competition. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Okay. And this time we have business by school board members. Important dates to remember. Is that Mrs. Kendrick? Or you?
Mrs. Kendrick.
Mrs. Kendrick? Important dates to remember.
We have on June the 1st, 2016, the Employee Appreciation Celebration. And then on June 17th of 2016, we have the Franklin High School commencement ceremony.
Okay, June the 1st, 2016, Employee Appreciation Celebration, the time and location.
The location is the Paul D. Camp Community College Workforce Development Center.
Mm-hmm.
And it will begin at 6 o'clock and it will end at 8 o'clock p.m.
Okay,
And then I am not sure as to the time and location.
I believe it's 6 o'clock.
Ceremony for Franklin High School.
6 p.m. Workforce Center.
okay. So we have our important dates to remember. June 1st, Employee Appreciation Celebration, location Paul D. Camp Community College, Workforce Center, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. June 17th, 2016, Franklin High School commencement ceremony, 6 p.m. Paul D. Camp Community College, Regional Workforce Center.
Is the graduation from like 6 to 7 or is it 6 to 8 or
Try to do it from 6 to 7.
1 hour?
1 hour. That's our goal.
Same format as last year.
Same format.
Okay.
That's the goal.
Do we know how many tickets people are getting yet?
You know yet that?
Dr. Watson, you need to go up at least by 1.
Now, you know, it always depends on how many graduate after the grades come out.
That's right.
However, we're starting with 7.
7.
Do you recall, Dr. Watson, how many graduates we had last year? Do you recall?
Last year,
Yes, because I was thinking that we had a decrease in the number. I think this class is smaller, is my question. Is this a smaller class? And I believe it is.
I think we had 80, I'm guessing.
Okay, right.
We had 85 last year.
Okay,
That might have included summer.
okay, probably
I don't
include some.
know what it is this year.
Okay,
How many is it this year?
Around 62, depending on how many, actually graduate.
so I,
We do have a few coming right at open campus that may or may not.
Right.
okay. So my question is, would the high school team reconsider after looking at the number of graduates, the amount of tickets per family? That's a plug in there. How many? Thank you so much, Dr. Watson. Thank you so much.
Need to be blunt and ask him.
Yeah. Thank you. And I'm sure our citizens in the community, they wanted to hear that too. Okay. Any other business by school board members at this time? Open for discussion.
Yeah, they are.
Mm-hmm.
Retreat.
Is that on here?
June the 16th.
Yes, okay. I do see that on page 9, June 16th, 2016. All right, did you have the date?
Yes, ma'am. Well, the time is from 9 to 2.
All right,
And-
so the date is June 16th, that's definite?
No, but no, it's not definite.
Okay.
Because when we had a meeting, we talked about a possible board retreat in June.
Mm-hmm.
So this is board approved.
Okay.
So if this date is the only date that VSBA can train for the month of June, if this is not good for the board, then we have to look into August because they are completely booked for July.
Okay, is this possible to see how many people, how many of us or board members are available for
that's
June
here.
16th?
And it's
Then
here.
we'll
It
know.
will be here.
Mhm.
It will be here.
Okay, so that's one, that's council, Austin. I'm available June 16. Holt's available 16.
I'm available.
Jackson's available 16. Godwin. It is not, but you know, the group before graduation.
I have personal things.
I do
It's not
too.
the best time for me.
Okay, so we have, I believe, the majority.
Except for Ms. King, I don't know.
Do we know what Mrs. King?
The thing's gonna be about?
The board asked me to finance, school law,
Right.
and the governor's handbook. Yeah.
So I believe Mrs. Kendrick will send out,
Yes.
she will poll the board members to make sure that everybody can or cannot.
Yes, because we have to give
June 16.
VSBA an answer. I will give that to them probably Monday when Mrs. Kendrick polls you. Well, we've polled everybody tonight, we just need to, Mrs. Garvin to go back and look at hers
Her
and
calendar.
then poll Mrs. King. Yeah, 9 to 2, we would try to get the same
9 to
room
2.
where we met last year over at the workforce center.
Yes.
And some morning snacks.
Mrs. Jackson wants some snacks.
Okay, we got you, Ms.
Some
Jackson.
morning,
Mr.
morning
White, you hear
treats.
that, don't you?
Did we have any other business by school board members this evening? If not, we just want to thank everyone for coming out and participating in our board meeting. We want to always remember our mission of Franklin City Public Schools, and we want to try to put it to memory. It is to work in partnership with our students, our families, and the community to provide enriching opportunities to empower individual learners to maximize their potential and becoming critical thinkers, productive citizens, and lifelong learners. At this time, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
It has been properly moved and second to adjourn our meeting tonight at 8:14. Any discussion, comments, questions?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you so much and have a good evening.
I'm telling you. And we still got people in here besides us.
We got to do.
Good job.